Hey, geeks and gamers! Welcome to another TurboZone editorial. So IGN has recently posted a top 10 best Sonic games, and I haven't watched this yet. I have this pulled up for us to watch together. But if you look over here, this is how I found out about it because I don't watch IGN, but other YouTubers like whoever the hell this guy is, Premi Deremi. I noticed people are started reacting to it, and I was like, "Huh? What? A top 10 best Sonic games video by IGN? Like, I have to see what that's about." Because IGN is pretty notorious for one slamming the Sonic franchise, but also just like games in general, like the unfair treatment of certain games or publishers that aren't giving them money. I think all the way back to that meme. That's the one of God Hand, by Clover Studio on PS2, that had like a 3 or something, and that game is awesome. And I don't understand how the hell they must have sucked at the game and then dropped it. But I'm curious to see what their top 10 best Sonic games are, because I don't watch IGN. I think I even made fun of IGN in my Sonic Forces review years ago, because I don't even think there's 10 Sonic games they like gave favorable reviews to. So I'm we're gonna watch it together, and I'm gonna react and give you my thoughts on the top 10 best Sonic games by IGN, because you can't spell ignorant without IGN. 15 minutes, damn, okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog's speed is unparalleled, and the only thing on this earth that can outmatch it is his popularity. The few video game characters are as iconic as the blue blur, but we're here specifically to celebrate the mainline Sonic video game series and pick the very best. Now, as for our criteria here at IGN, we tried to rank these games based on historical significance, innovation, and how well these games stand the test of time. Now, some games like Sonic Adventure 1 and the original Sonic the Hedgehog are important to the Sonic series and set the very foundation for both 2D and 3D Sonic games to follow. But we felt they both didn't quite hold up as well as their sequels when judged by a modern standard, so they just missed a place on this list.
Wait a second, did he just say Sonic 1 and Sonic Adventure didn't make the list? Okay, that's interesting. He just said they had historical significance, but they missed a spot on the list because they have sequels that... Okay, let's keep going.
But that doesn't diminish their relevance and impact on the Sonic franchise. Not at all. Now, the 10 games on this list are the ones we feel are the best examples of both classic and modern day Sonic style. So, with that said, here are our picks for the 10 best Sonic games as chosen by a handful of IGN's biggest Sonic fans.
Whoa, okay, so number 10, we already have Frontiers. That's interesting. I would have put this way higher. I really loved Frontiers. Not saying it's a perfect game. I think that Frontiers needs a little bit of work if they are going to use this style moving forward, which I hope they do. But what was interesting about Frontiers to me was the fact that while they had the traditional like speed stages, those weren't the highlight of the game like they usually are for a Sonic game, for a 3D Sonic game especially. The highlight of Sonic Frontiers was its open world. It was great, and I loved exploring every inch of it. So weird placement to see it at number 10, but I am glad that it's here.
Sonic Frontiers is an undeniably messy first attempt at a more open Sonic game, but underneath all the jankiness and pop-in lies a great foundation for the series to improve upon in the future. That released in November of 2022, boosting around Frontiers' set of open zones is generally fun. Completing platforming challenges to upgrade Sonic skills and improve the island's traversable rail system creates a constant sense of progression as you explore at your very own pace. The Starfall Islands is the Sonic series' first real open world, which drops you on a map with the ability to go anywhere your curiosity draws you to. Plus, the combat and enemy design play to Sonic's speedy strengths, with flashy encounters peppered throughout that don't overstay their welcome like Sonic Unleash's infamous werehog bits. Though that particular game is also one of our favorites. Now, all that combined with a decent set of traditional modern Sonic levels and the best use of Super Sonic the series has ever seen makes for a solid 3D Sonic game unlike any of the other entries on this list.
So he's not wrong. Oops, we're getting an ad. I'll mute the ad while we're talking. So he's not wrong about some of the elements of Frontier. You guys, Daredevil's out. Some of the elements of Frontiers. He didn't mention plot though. I think it's notable that Frontiers is the first Sonic game since Unleashed to have like an actual story. Because after Unleashed, and the negative reviews from that era of Sonic, Sega just sort of and Sonic Team just sort of fell into this like kids writing niche where they just made little jokes and the stories were inconsequential. So he didn't mention that. I think Frontiers has a really good story, but I can respect what they have to say about Frontiers. I'm just curious why it's so low. Why it's number 10. Oh, we got Unleashed. I know he just mentioned Unleashed. This one I'm surprised by. This one I'm genuinely surprised by because they were not nice to this game back in 2008. Granted, I'm pretty sure the staff now at IGN and the staff in 2008 were totally different, but they were not nice to this game. And I've always been on the side of Unleashed being a pretty good game. It has issues. I think some of the Werehog stages, I don't mind the Werehog stages, but some of them can feel a little long for my liking. But other than that, I like the game's story. I like the boost stages a lot. The way you're exploring the world, the game's presentation and music's great. Unleashed has a lot to love. So I'm curious to see what they have to say.
Now, while IGN might have given this particular game a significantly low score on its release, the ardent fans of Sonic here at IGN consider this one to be one of those chaos diamonds in the rough, you could say. The Sonic Unleashed gets a bad rap, and conversation surrounding it often focuses on its weaker elements, specifically the werehog bits. Now, a lot of the criticism is warranted, but it also shouldn't entirely take away from the fact that when Sonic Unleashed is good, it's some of the best 3D Sonic there's ever been.
True.
Released in November of 2002, Unleashed remains one of the best looking Sonic games despite...
He just said 2002. This was 2008.
...being several years old. Now, the soundtrack is fantastic, and above all else, Sonic Unleashed feels fast, which is important for any Sonic game. It totally nails that sensation of being the fastest thing alive as you tear through levels, leaving a trail of absolute destruction full of crushed boxes, tables, enemies, and more. It's the most uneven of the mainline Sonic games, but we still feel it deserves a spot on this list.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Sonic 2 is number 8? Are you fucking kidding me? What the... Okay. No. That is funny. That's funny. Number 8. Jesus Christ. I'm curious to see if the other Genesis games are on here. I take it Sonic 3 probably will be. Which I know a lot of people like Sonic 3 more than Sonic 2, but number 8? What the fuck? This is like in terms of the Genesis era, people constantly argue if 2 or 3 is better. I'm on the side of 2. I think 2 is better. But oh my god. I can't. Okay, let's just see what they have to say.
Now, we definitely had to take a look at Sonic's roots and dash back to his Genesis days. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is still one of the best pure experiences of the Sonic franchise. It introduces us to his flying sidekick Tails, adds two-player co-op, and improves upon the formula established by the first game in just about every way. There's more zones, new enemies, new mechanics, and abilities while keeping true to the core essence of a Sonic game. You gotta go fast. The new zones like Sky Chase gave us our first look at the Tornado, Tails' biplane, and the Death Egg Zone pits us against an early version of an enemy that eventually became Metal Sonic. The Sonic 2 also introduced the Supersonic transformation into the franchise by having players collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds in a welcome improvement to bonus stages. The Sonic 2 is still one of the best sequels to its lengthy list of improvements and additions that still holds up to this day for both newcomers and veterans.
No! No! No, you can't do this! You can't put Sonic CD above 2. What the fuck are you doing over there? No. Okay. Okay, listen. Sorry, I needed a second to gather myself. CD's great. CD has some great music, and I like the characters, and I like the presentation, and the mechanics are interesting. But CD's also got some really unorthodox level designs. Some of the stages in CD are very offensive. Very, very offensive. I feel like it was a popular early 2000s internet trend to say CD was the best Genesis one, simply because it was the hardest one to get your hands on. But now that it's more readily available, I think a lot of people have played it and realized that in terms of the Genesis games, it's actually like, it might be below Sonic 1. It's good. I like CD. I like CD's nuts. But above Sonic 2? Okay, let's...
Speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic CD feels like a more polished and confident version of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It introduces us to Amy Rose and the version of Metal Sonic that we all know and loathe today.
I mean, that's true. Metal Sonic, little fact, Metal Sonic is my favorite Sonic character.
But the real star of the show in Sonic CD is its use of time travel, where you can go to the past, present, or future of the zones you're in. Now, the thrill of starting the time travel star boost and trying to maintain your speed to make sure you properly get transported to the past or future is always exciting. Now, you never know if you're going to successfully get to where you need to go or where you're going, and that is part of the adventure, the Sonic adventure. Doesn't need this extra gameplay mechanic, but it had it anyway. And since Sonic is trying to collect the time stones to ensure a good future where Eggman's plans are foiled, well, Sonic CD basically did Avengers Endgame in 1993. That blue blur was ahead of his time. Damn. And that theme song, legendary.
Dude, Sonic Warrior! I mean, I give him that. That is a good song.
Across the board, the Sonic games do right. I gotta say, catchy tunes no matter.
Oh, we got another.
Really hated ads.
If a man really hated it, I hate that voice. If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Okay, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I knew that would be above 2. What is CD doing wedged in there, though? Okay, so we've already had some bad placement. I think Unleashed is not better than Frontiers, but I do think Unleashed deserves to be here. I would have swapped those two. I would have put Unleashed number 10. And I would have put CD number 9. And I would have not have put 2 or 3 this low.
As you can already tell, the Genesis era Sonic games are well represented on this list for a plethora of reasons. Now, each release on the Sega console got better while introducing new playable characters and mechanics. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, released back in 1994, feels like a superior experience of the early days of Sonic. Now, while both are solid games as individuals, they feel
So they're putting 3 and Knuckles together. I mean,
that
that is probably the biggest Sonic thing on Genesis, you know, quality-wise.
For newcomer Knuckles, the levels still accommodate the playstyles and strengths for that of Sonic and Tails.
Okay. Colors. I actually really like Colors. Do I like it more than Frontiers? No. Do I like it more than Unleashed? Yeah, I do. Colors is interesting because it's in an era of Sonic that we didn't know at the time was going to become a problem. Was this homogenized, sort of safe era of Sonic. I think after Colors and after Generations, we sort of, you know, with like Lost World and Forces and stuff, we kind of fell into this era of like lazy, sloppy writing and just the game designs themselves. I don't, you know what? I wouldn't complain about the game design of Lost World. Maybe just Forces, but we were going down this the wrong path for the franchise. But we didn't know it in 2010, and Colors was good. Colors was really good, and for a while it was definitely at the top of my list. So, okay.
Sonic Colors has some of the most imaginative and thrilling level designs in the entire.
Why are we using Why are we using Colors Ultimate? By the way, back on the Unleashed one, I noticed they were using some of the Wii gameplay alongside the 360, which is fine, but they're two different games basically. I could tell by the way the colors are saturated and that Tails icon up top. We're using the Ultimate version of Colors, which I guess is the easiest one to capture, but that is not the way I would recommend someone play that game now. I would still say the Wii version's the way to go. But okay.
Aquarium Park, for example, is arguably the best water level throughout the whole series. Asteroid Coaster, another standout zone in Sonic Colors, is just phenomenal in every aspect. And Starlight Carnival, while heavily on rails, the sheer spectacle is a sight to behold. Now, Sonic Colors does an excellent job of blending that high-speed boost-centric style with more methodical platforming and puzzle segments, while also filling every level with multiple paths. Now, back in 2010, and even to this day, Sonic Colors checks all the boxes. Now, on top of having an impressive soundtrack, great visuals, and smooth gameplay, Sonic Colors is one game that any Sonic fan out there can enjoy to this day.
It's a good game. What? No! Advance? What the fuck is it doing way up here? Did you guys mess up? Did you guys did somebody mess up the list? What the fuck is Advance doing way up here? No. Advance is not better than 3 and Knuckles. Advance is not better than 2. Advance is not better than CD. Advance is good. It's fine. It's got a lot of issues and a lot of pitfalls, and the Advance trilogy as a whole, I think, is good, but no. This should not be this high.
Sonic's 10th anniversary saw the release of Sonic Adventure, but 2001 also saw the release of a 2D Sonic game, Sonic Advance, for the Game Boy Advance. Now, marking the first time Sonic made his way onto a Nintendo console, a historical moment for our little blue friend after decades of console wars between Nintendo and Sega fans. Now, Sonic Advance keeps the heart and soul of classic Sonic while also updating his sprite and his abilities to be more in line with the emerging modern Sonic design. Sonic can grind on rails, there's a tiny Chow garden, and just overall, Sonic is far more expressive than in the older 2D Sonic games. Now, while the entire Sonic Advance trilogy includes some of Sonic's best 2D outings from the post-Genesis era, Sonic Advance remains the best in terms of consistency. It's not only a great starting point for the Game Boy Advance series, but also had some of the best level variety out of the entire Advance trilogy.
You can't give the game praise if it show like the worst special stages in the series history.
And it's a bit of a shame that Sega has yet to release or re-release these games beyond the Game Boy Advance.
Hey, Adventure 2, number 3, respectable. I mean, yeah, Adventure 2 should be on here. Adventure 1 should be on here too. Advance should be booted off the list for sure, and 1 should be on here. But Adventure 2, I mean, classic. That's one of the all-time best, so.
Sonic Adventure 1 laid the foundation for what we'd soon experience in its sequel, Sonic Adventure 2. The Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is the GameCube port of Sonic Adventure 2, which improves the base game with better textures, multiplayer, new upgrades, and exclusive characters. Now, that base version of Sonic Adventure 2 is already damn good in and of itself and still stands tall to this day as one of the most beloved 3D Sonic games of all time. Now, parts of the game even made their way into the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, especially since the film featured Shadow the Hedgehog, who made his debut in the second installment of the Adventure series. Now, while the Sonic and Shadow stages are obviously the highlights with their fast-paced, action-heavy gameplay, there's a great blend of gameplay styling between the various different playable characters as well. Now, on top of all of that, Battle adds characters like Metal Sonic, Amy Rose in foot races, the ability to challenge friends in kart races, or have their chows compete. And then, of course, there's both the much-beloved Chow Garden and that unforgettable soundtrack that just echoes in every Sonic fan's mind.
Oh.
When you have 5G home internet,
Do you guys need some 5G home internet? So yeah, SA2, I agree, should be that high. So that one's fine. Wait for it to load. Come on, IGN. Oh, there it is, Sonic Mania. I knew it was gonna make the list, and I don't disagree because as many of you probably know, Mania is like one of my favorite Sonic games of all time, if not my favorite. It probably is my favorite 2D Sonic of all time. So yeah, I would have also put it very high.
Sonic Mania is easily one of the best 2D Sonic games since Sega pivoted to strictly third-party. A game made by fans for fans, Sonic Mania is a love letter to the Blue Hedgehog. Mania offers a fresh perspective of what put Sonic on the map, remixing the classic formula thanks to longtime fan and indie game dev Christian Whitehead's retro engine. It did all this while offering fast-paced gameplay, superb level design, and excellent pixel art. Sonic Mania would have been great even if it just stuck to the remastered and new versions of previous Sonic zones, but what truly makes it sing are the entirely original stages. Levels like Studiopolis and Mirage Saloon Zone offer the perfect counterpart to the comforting familiarity of the remastered stages. Replayability is also among the highest compared to other 2D Sonic games, thanks to the multitude of collectibles and rewards found off the beaten path. For those reasons, Sonic Mania is our pick for the best 2D Sonic game you can play.
So number one's got to be Generations, right? I wonder if they're going to go Generations or Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Is wholeheartedly a Sonic game that every single Sonic fan should play at least once.
No, we got another ad. Damn, we got a lot of ads today. Damn. You guys need to subscribe to Peacock to watch whatever the fuck this is. Looks like a good show. Yep, there it is. Sonic X Shadow Generations. Okay. I mean, I guess it's good. I like Generations a lot. I love Shadow Generations. I played that recently. It wouldn't. I don't know if it would be my number one. Probably not. But it would be up there. It would be in the top 3 though. So I'll give it to him. Okay.
When looking at the lengthy list of games featuring our favorite blue blur, there really is only one game currently to put at the tippy top, and that's 2024's Sonic X Shadow Generations. A remaster of Sonic Generations that revisits and remixes some of the best stages, music, and bosses we've gotten across generations of Sonic games. Sonic Generations was already many people's favorites in the franchise, and for good reason. But now, with the addition of Shadow, it's gotten even better. Even in 2025, Sonic Generations remains the greatest celebration of Sonic's history, and in our opinion, the best combination of both classic and modern day Sonic gameplay styling. So, a remaster of this classic game is one that was welcomed among fans. Shadow's content absolutely shines in both 2D and 3D, and everything from its level design to his abilities and how they synergize are the new gold standard for Sonic games. Now, this remaster soars far above previous remasters we've gotten in the Sonic franchise, and hopefully will be the roadmap for future Sonic video games. Sonic Generations on its own is a game designed to evoke nostalgia, but it never falls into the trap of relying entirely on fuzzy feelings from the past. And with the addition of Shadow Story during this time, we're treated to an all-new experience that seamlessly interweaves itself into the original Generations storyline. Sonic X Shadow Generations manages to incorporate all the elements that make 3D Sonic so damn special, all while finding ways to make them feel distinct and fresh, especially with the inclusion of the expansive Shadow the Hedgehog portion. All these things result in an unforgettable Sonic video game that at the time simultaneously takes us back to the past, gives us a glimpse at its future, all to find its way as our top pick for the best Sonic game to date. So those are our picks for the top 10.
I'm not watching the rest of that. Interesting list. There were definitely some issues. I can't believe CD was above 2 for one, but 2 was that low. I can't believe Frontiers was that low. I'm surprised Unleash even made the list. Yeah, they had some good picks. Leaving Sonic Adventure and Sonic 1 off the list was brave. I'll give them that. I think Sonic Adventure at least should have been on here. Take out Sonic Advance, put in Sonic Adventure. Sonic 1, I think that one could have taken the place of CD and been a little lower for me personally. But that's a tough call, honestly. I think Sonic 1 and Sonic CD are probably at the same level quality-wise for me, so you could probably swap them out if you wanted to. Other than that, you know what? Not an awful list. Not a terrible list. Definitely wouldn't have been my list, but I expected worse. I got a few surprises. I have a few not surprises, unsurprises. So IGN, you know what? I gave you a like. Because that wasn't terrible. I wonder what people are saying about it. Wow, Unleashed. Sadly, Adventure 1 didn't make the top 10. Switches off video. Unleashed 2002, they got that. Chaos Diamonds, I didn't even catch that. Yeah, Colors Advance over 3 and Knuckles. Colors I can see, Advance I can't. Yeah, I can't believe they ranked Sonic Advance 1 higher than 3 and Knuckles. Jesus Christ, I know. Yeah, Sonic 2 was too low. A lot of thoughts. People have a lot of thoughts about this list. So there are mine. We had my reactions. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of the list. Terry, I know you're going to say they all deserve to be off the list. There's no good Sonic games. That's what Terry's going to say. Look for him in the comments. Bye.